People of God, people of God, you know what you should do oh my gosh, it's so crazy because you see it in the movies. I'm currently reading because I'm looking for something. And as I was looking for something, I found all these old journals of mine from 2016, 2018, high school. And now as I'm reading through these, I'm understanding things that I did not understand about myself. In therapy, at least in movies, I've never been to therapy, which should totally do. But in movies, in therapy, you always see how therapists go back, or often they go back to someone's childhood to get to the root of something. And then the person realizes that the reason why they are who they are today at 30, it ain't got nothing to do with something that happened recently. It goes all the way back to that one thing that happened when they were 3 years old. I'm realizing that now. Because I'm often told in my family that I'm someone who checks what I eat a lot and doesn't have a big appetite. Because here's my thing. I'm a sucker for sugar. Brownies, cheesecake, I'm a sucker for that. But when it's not around, I'm pretty controlled on how I eat. I'll move my body daily. And I did think to myself, why is that? Why am I so careful? And I check my portions, and sometimes I put rice on the plate and I'm like, oh, that's too much rice. Why am I like that? Look what I read. This is something I wrote back in January 14, 2019. 2019, 6 years ago. 2019, I am in grade 10 or 9. I'm not going to read the whole thing, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm going to read like this. I'll read the first paragraph. Hey, journal, I haven't talked to you for a couple days, but I'm back. It's cringy, but grade 9. I've been improving my relationship with God because I want to get closer to him. Okay, here's the thing. Yesterday, we're going to say blank. So a family member was telling me how I never eat healthy, and that's why I'm always the one who's sick and blah, blah, blah. And then some other family member came and told me that if I continued this way, I would never have any children. I don't even remember that. Let me continue. There's the moment where I felt disrespected. Journal, the me before would have probably cried since I've been insecure my whole childhood about having children. I don't remember that either. I don't remember being insecure about having children. Although the me today doesn't cry, I know I'm going to have children. There's no doubt about that. It's crazy when you make efforts, but people can't see the efforts. For the past 2 weeks, I've been eating healthier, drinking yogurt, no desserts, more water, stretching. I've gone healthy in many different ways, and although 2 weeks is not much, it's a change. That's why I didn't get in my feelings. And anyways, I hadn't heard that for the first time. So what I'm saying here is that I have been told more than once that because of the way I eat, I'll never have children. I promise you, I don't even remember that. Sometimes they say that something either traumatizes you or is so heavy for you that unconsciously you kind of forget it. Maybe it's that. He always says that to me. What? This family member always says this to me, always telling me not to call them, crying because I can't reproduce. He's already told me in many different ways. It's cool though, because I know that I have a God who loves me and supports me. No matter what people say or think, he loves me. Talking about God. If I have a member of my family that would abandon me, God would always be there for me. And then I kind of describe them. I'm not saying that I'm so careful about the way I eat today because of that. I'm saying though that it's a possibility. Because I've never been able to pinpoint why I care so much. I have gone as far as to go get, those measuring cups? I have gone as far as to go get a measuring cup and take my rice like that and place it on my plate to make sure that I'm not putting more than 1 cup in my plate. I have gone that far. And I have wondered, why am I this way? Like, why is it so extreme? And now I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, there's this family member who used to tell me regularly that because of the way I eat, I would never reproduce. And I can't even remember that, which is the crazy, crazy part. I have no recollection of that. Anyways, y'all, if you want to get to the root of your trauma, go read a few diaries of yours. Go read them. Because, baby, you're going to understand what you would have never understood. Okay, bye-bye. So I decided to post this video for this week's episode. First reason being that with my first midterm last week, I didn't have time to film an episode, to be honest. And so I was just kind of going through my hard drive, trying to find something that I could post so that you guys could get something at least for the Saturday episode. And I wanted to post it secondly because I found it to be a good clip of how God can shift things around, turn things around in your life, because I'm not like that anymore. I don't measure what I put in my plate anymore. I still move my body and, I try to be careful, but I am not gonna like roll on the floor over the fact that I ate a piece of brownie or whatsoever else. But anyways, most importantly, I wanted to send the message that you are not necessarily who people say that you are. I say this honestly, guys, I don't even remember that family member saying this stuff to me. So I don't know if it's this sort of like suppressed memories or whatever. I don't even remember this. But you are not who people say you are, right? Like, I said some other stuff in that journal entry, and none of it was true. At the end of the day, when you become a Christian, you are who God says you are. And on your path, you will unfortunately have people trying to create identities for you, trying to tell you that actually you're this and that, and you're unhealthy and you're this other thing. But I think that the most important thing you can do is get attached to God's voice above all other voices. Because that little girl who wrote that in her journal in 2019 could have taken that identity in, but she didn't. I grew up to try to be as healthy as possible, to eat healthy, to move my body. And so I don't know who that person is in your life who tries to tell you that actually this is your identity and everything. But no, listen to God. Hone in on his word. Listen to God. Get ears for God's voice. It is only the identity he gives you. It is only the identity you have in Christ that truly matters. And so I don't have time for an episode this week, unfortunately. I'm so sorry, but I hope that this little clip will speak to someone who needed that reminder that your identity is in Christ is your real identity, not the identity that other people create for you. And it's not because you had a certain vice, I guess we could say, when you were a child or whatsoever else, that you cannot change, because through Jesus Christ, through God, everything is possible. So anyway, God bless y'all. If you have midterms coming up, I am praying over you. Don't leave your prayer request down below in the comments and I will pray over you for your midterms. Don't forget to study, to pray, and to rest. I love you and see you soon.